Hey everybody, welcome to Disco Elysium. My name is Justin, and I wanted to play this game mainly because most of the games I wanted to play on this channel that I thought were coming out fairly soon have pretty much all been delayed. So I wanted to kind of backtrack, play some older games that I may have missed, and I wanted to start with Disco Elysium. It seems like everybody absolutely loves it. This is the final cut, so everything's fully voice acted, so you won't have to listen to me read every single line of dialogue. Yeah, so without further ado, let's just dive in. I'm very excited. Okay, select archetype. Thinker, extremely intelligent, very bad with people, knows interesting facts, comes up with original ideas. Sensitive, very psychological, a magnetic personality but unstable. Might begin to lose his mind. Oh, great. Physical, extremely physical, interacts with the world through his body, gets things done, but dumb as a rock. Or create your own. Yeah, we're creating our own. Why wouldn't you? Okay, adjust abilities. Intellect. Okay. Oh, I see. So if we just put everything down to 1, we got this many points to spend. Okay, raw brain power. That's how smart you are. We can go up to 6. So we could be great. Psyche is sensitivity, how emotionally intelligent you are. Well, that's pretty important. And then physique is your musculature, how strong you are, and motorics, your senses, how agile you are. Okay, so I'd like to be pretty... Oh man, it's hard to be balanced here. Let's be really good at one thing. Maybe we'd be really good at intellect. There. We average psyche, terrible physique, and average motorics. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. That's good to me. Whoa. Okay. Set skill. So I can pick 5? I can pick 1. It seems logical that we would pick intellect since that's what we're best at. Logic, wield raw intellectual power, deduce the world. It's like Sherlock Holmes. Encyclopedia, call upon all your knowledge, produce fascinating trivia. Rhetoric, practice the art of persuasion, enjoy rigorous intellectual discourse. Drama, play the actor, lie, and detect lies. Ooh, I like that one a lot. Understand creativity, see art in the world, and reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Honestly, I like the drama. We can lie and detect lies. Seems pretty important as a detective. Okay, so is that... Yeah, it seems like the only thing I can pick. Click to mark selected skill signature, yes. So it seems like that's what we start with. Okay, confirm. God, the art style is so cool. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address, even the clearest water, darn it.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Wow, that voice.
Ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, 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 ever?
Never, ever, ever, baby.
Keep on.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Give me some more.
Yes, it is. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
Are we dead? How about you cough up some more of that sweet
Coming
oblivion?
right up, sir. Smooth passage.
I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who don't want to give them to
Do
me.
you really?
Don't be naive. Of course not. I want to sail the inky blackness until forever ends.
Alright. Nothing down to fuck all, borough.
Oh man. A return trip to the silence, please. Let's visit the ancient Zero home. Look, I am tired of being this type of animal, and who gives a shit?
Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over. Do you really?
I think.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Whoa, okay. Inland Empire, our limbic system, I don't know what that is. Maybe our brain. Fear and apprehension, you should ask what's out there first. Tell me, what's waiting for me?
There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
How big is the ball?
You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large. Infinitesimally small.
New word. Oh, I see. These are kind of grayed out. And this duking it out I keep hearing about. What's that?
Vying for resources. It's just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
That's pretty sad.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago.
What do you mean, drowned?
You lost.
Oof, yeah. Sounds like we're dead.
The sound outside, you recognize it. It's a Caprice Canadian motor carriage.
Ah, yes. Rocking some tidy whities. Like we've had a hard day. Yeah, just this. Yeah, we just point. This magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Nice. Oh, what do we got? Empty cassette case. Sure. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Oh, cool. All right. You see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liquors. Liqueurs. Oh, we got a shirt. Plastic. Oh, it's already on.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Really? Nothing?
Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
Wipe the mirror.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Okay. Still wiped the mirror. Maybe I should touch it first. Make sure there's nothing wrong with my face. Okay.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
Oh, God. How bad could it be?
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
Sure, everything is fine. Touch your nose.
It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
Whenever we've been in a fight, is our nose broken?
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
I'm scared. I want to stop doing this.
Don't be scared. It's only your face. It's not like anyone's going to see it.
Yeah, wipe that mirror. Hello, handsome. All right. I don't know what we were worried about.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Dear Lord, help me. What is this?
Whatever it is, at least it's dead now. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face?
I'm not making it. The face is making it itself. I have no idea why it's there. It
Please
just
stop.
is.
It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
Okay, try to stop.
Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Superstardom. God, I don't know. It's describable. I think it's supposed to look suggestive. I'm afraid it's meant for the ladies. I'm insinuating that I'm vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off, too, in a sad has-been kind of way. There's some charm to it. An expression of pain. Yeah, let's go with that one. Sounds like
You
we're
are
in a lot of
correct.
pain. I was correct? I do. Formidable. What is this stuff? Okay. Encyclopedia 5, even the white check, you may retry it. So did I... Confused.
Like the rest of you,
Oh.
it comes from a bad place somewhere in the
Oh,
past.
okay.
That's all you know for now.
Okay. Okay. Attempt to stop the expression from happening.
It's too late.
Yeah, darn it.
Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Okay. We're a little hard on ourselves. Little hard. We got, there's a jacket maybe? Some pants? Our tie is up there. Throw it on, big boy. There we are.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Savor fair, medium, grab the tie, pull on the fan. Oh, we're going for it. So what do I need to...
You reach out to grab the tie, but
Did
what's
make it,
this?
whatever it is.
Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you.
Grab your chest. What? I don't know. Okay.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
I'm sure it's just heartburn.
No, it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse.
Try to remain
All
conscious.
you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Did I just die trying to get this tie?
Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Well, not anymore. Oh my god, okay. I think... What did we... This is pretty similar to what we did. I think we had a little more in physique and a little less in motorics, but... This... Oh, I wanted the drama. Okay, the Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address. Even the clearest water, if deep enough, can drown. There it is.
There is never an inordinate amount of time
I just
passes.
gotta skip
It
this.
is only void. Yeah,
An awareness creeps up on you.
there. I know. Coming right up, sir. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back. Yes. You're what?
Somewhere in that, like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly, a fiery...
Somehow, you know.
Okay. That was a little different, but... Well, I'm not... I'm not passed out on the floor this time. Okay, what are we not gonna do?
This fan has two chain pull switches.
We're
One
not gonna
ends
do
in
this.
a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb.
On the
Each
fan.
of the blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Oh, good God. Okay, it's way higher now.
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Leave. Grab our pants. A shirt. Shirt's up here. I need to go in there.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Fish him out.
It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
A whirling in rags.
The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria
Okay.
on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Okay, so that must have been where we were. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet. Alright. Bottles in the bathtub. I don't want to go out there yet. Let's grab our jacket. We are struggling. We need some coffee. Yeah, we did that. Did these guys. What do we got in here? Glasses, hat. Key to room 1. Some shoes. Boot. That's our left shoe. Where would our right shoe be?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Let's look outside.
The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
That's the damage. Pretty high. Hopefully we don't fall out.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Wait, what am I doing?
Something you've done before. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist.
Okay, a
The
bottle?
single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
Okay, a shoe.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
Maybe it wasn't me?
You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it?
I mean, you never
This
know.
person also forced the drinks on you.
I should go and get that shoe.
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes
Find your
curl
other
up
shoe.
from the cold.
Okay, we got our journal down here. Monday, find your other shoe. Seems like your green snakeskin shoe is missing its partner. You should find it before you go venturing into the wild unknown. 2 shoes are better than 1. Unite them again. Cool. Back into our inventory. Shoe. Anything else cool we should be checking out? Over here. What is this? Did I rotate it all? Right click. Apparently not. Let's do this mirror thing
A
again.
mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Go ahead and wipe it.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will
Wipe it.
never unbecome it. Behold,
Oh, yeah. There he is. Missed
you
ya.
have no idea who this thing is, do you? Whatever it is, at least it's dead now. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
No.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? You are correct.
Okay, I think we did that last time. Okay, dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression. Okay, so
It belongs in the new,
we
the
did it.
third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Yes, disco.
For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million.
Okay, so we live in Revachol.
If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it. I feel the need. Got a clicking sound when I make it, yes. How long ago was the new? Anything else? Like who am I? Why did I drink myself to oblivion?
Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
I can probably do all these.
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains. The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness, aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a Caprice Canema.
Caprice Canema.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Time to stop the expression from happening. Very low.
It's too late.
Okay.
Like an image
Got a
on
9.
film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Okay, so we gained. Is that our encyclopedia? That kind of helped us with that instead of the drama. I'm still. Okay, I see. Okay, I thought this meant I had 6 more to do, but this is like a base 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 maybe. Holy crap. All the stuff that we can learn. Okay, whatever happened to Guillaume le Million, who, with his amber mane and sparkling teeth, beguiled the tattered remains of the nation? While you suffered and suffered, did he dematerialize in a cloud of cocaine dust? Or did he simply stand in the corner and melt into the slendering new lines of some starlit some French word, 20 years ago. Spare a thought for his great ass, too. Or wait, maybe he became a police officer in Revachol West. Internalize. Okay. Don't really know what that means. And there's all this that we can probably discover. Wompty Dumpty Dum Center? Okay, this is really cool so far. Alright, first things first. We gotta go get that shoe. Loose 11 degrees centigrade rainfall. Something on the table. Pick it up. 40 cents. Real. Cool. We get outside. Is this to our balcony? Buy a book. Reading passes time quickly. Alright. There it is. The shoe. Oh yeah. A gust of briny wind washes over
There
you.
they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet.
Feels
Like
good.
two baby crocodiles. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Okay, we're a fan of our shoes. Got them both. Look at that. Alright, let's head back inside. I saw our first character that we can talk to. Calendar.
Hello, officer.
Hello. Calendar says it's March. The year is 51. Officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
Officer, am I military personnel?
No.
Wait, I know. I'm a businessman. CEO, right?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Are you sure?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Why don't I remember being a cop?
Could it
or
be
anything?
because of the drinking?
Yeah.
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Okay.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
Okay, try the expression on her. Let her know you want her physically. Oh, man. You gotta shoot your shot.
The words have
Well-
already left your mouth.
I want to have fuck with you.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again.
I said I wanted to have sex with you.
No, you see, that's not what you said. You said...
Yep. The expression didn't work.
Come on, man. Freddy, please. One more time. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you?
I'm a cop of the apocalypse. Superstar cop. You're pretty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, cop.
Don't be. It
Okay.
was funny. And anyway, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about any of it?
All right.
So what if you can't pull grade A pussy anymore? There are other things in life, more meaningful, more fitting for a man your age. This is Fata Morgana. One thing though. It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me.
Oh, jeez.
And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
Do what? Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. Locked, I'm guessing. By knocking.
The door is closed. There is no answer.
Okay.
You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside.
Yeah, we're just knocking again, maybe?
Still no answer. Still nothing.
I'm not gonna try the handle, because we're not a giant creep. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper, Trump Le Monde. Down the stairs. Sleep after 9 o'clock. All right. Lighting. This is where the lyrics would be. Okay. Big old karaoke mic, just waiting for someone to sing into it. Well, let's satisfy the crowd here. The speaker is connected to the radio. Music is seasoned with static. Evening, barkeep.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk.
He's a big fan.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Okay.
The small steel tag says as much. The Great Skua. Stegosaurus skua.
What happened to the bird, friend?
Look, your buddy is over there.
Okay, he looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the
Why
floor.
don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No,
the bartender?
I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Oh, okay.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's just go then.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast oceanic soul.
Yes, very oceanic. My soul is immense, is modest, puny. Cubic contact is obscured by the hangover. Yes, my soul is
Utterly.
immense.
And it needs to be heard
Absolutely. Inland Empire. That must be like maybe my self-confidence.
through a PA system
Yes.
by other people.
Mm-hmm.
You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Of course. I was thinking maybe I could sing something happy. Yeah.
No. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song.
Okay.
You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Okay, cool. Sing karaoke. We found our shoe. Fantastic. Alright, what else do we got? The menu has been wiped clean, only the word Monday is written on it. The water cooler. Large bubbles writing on the surface. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today starts in a man's handwriting. Doors bolted. Inside you catch a glimpse of union paraphernalia, a strike poster, some red pennants. Mess hall reserved for union members.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello, madam.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Well, there's probably cool stuff to look at. There's money over there that I can't get to, apparently. Doesn't look like there's anything else. A little easier. Hello, buddy?
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone.
Kim Kitsuragi.
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Okay, so another police officer.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Invent a name for yourself? Perfect.
Concentration makes you squint your
Awesome.
eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
It's not yet time. I don't really know my name, say nothing.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Yeah, he was kind of a jerk, really into his bird.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
Makes sense. You mean him? Nod toward the cafeteria manager? Yeah. Just talk to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware. I'm a policeman. We're not gonna lie to old Kim Kitsuragi here. Their friend, probably. I have not.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have they
Coroner?
removed the dead body from the tree?
Look, man. You know, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure. But did you take it down from the tree?
Look, man, you know.
Does
yeah.
that mean the body is no longer in the tree?
No.
So, the body is still in the tree,
Yes, sir.
where it has been hanging for 7 days straight.
Oh.
We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Yeah, let's just be straight up honest with him. I can't remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
Kind of agree with you.
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will.
Okay.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees.
Thanks.
But first, we have to take it down.
How can you be so sure I'm from the
I was
police?
sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
Okay.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Ah, you mean the Rat Squad. You mean the Internal
Yes,
Affairs?
but I'm not them. I'm from Criminal Investigation.
You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean?
Yes,
But they're just white rectangles.
they're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
Shouldn't I have a badge or something?
You mean you don't have a badge?
I have my badge. I'm a police fan and I have my badge.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence.
Okay. What were we supposed to do again?
Talk to the manager.
Okay.
Then we go out back and take the body down.
Alright, let's go.
After
Kim.
you, officer.
Alright.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party.
Ah, cool.
You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Kim,
Yes?
tell me about the case. I think you should know that I can't remember anything. We'll leave that for now. Okay, we need to report our badge missing. Let's go get the cafeteria manager. And we need to go investigate this body that apparently has been hanging in a tree for 7 days. Hey, you remember me?
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Awful way to describe somebody.
Mr. Gart, right? You
Good.
run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. The Harbinger of Ruin. What is golden orange like a forest fire but smells like liquor? I'm currently in between names. I'm a fan of the Harbinger of Ruin.
What?
Oh my god, this game. Nothing. I just wanted to see what happens if I say
What
that.
is this? A joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
He takes a step back.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
Yeah, that reaction speed is
You
good.
said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No. I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Right then. Questions. I got
His
this.
face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
just completely go away. Screw that one up. Why did Sylvie go away? You actually can't think of a thing. Okay, where exactly is this body?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
And how did we get there then?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
Okay. Yeah, where is Sylvie?
She went away because none of your business.
Okay, touchy.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
She pertains to the coming apocalypse. Am I not a cop? Everything is my business.
Does she? Maybe she does. Maybe she pertains to the apocalypse. Sylvie is not here because I asked for her number.
Yeah, that's what I
The
thought.
dead body out back didn't help either, but it was mostly me. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
Lieutenant says he opens his little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Resolved. Or it didn't go well.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Stuff gets on my nerves. I'm a feminist. Okay. Everything has something to do with everything, you know?
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Yeah, who killed him? You any idea?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Well, alright then.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
I didn't catch that. Before you said they hoisted him up on a tree. What do you mean by they?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
Okay. Who exactly is saying
The
that?
locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Okay.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her.
Why would the dock workers lynch this man?
I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
This guy's really on edge. I don't think I want to ask him right now. Did you kill him?
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Slip away unnoticed.
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
By real, do you mean some form of street cred?
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
I have 40 cents. So... you're under arrest.
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money.
But what exactly is money?
What are you, a philosopher?
Since I woke up, I have trouble remembering even the most basic concepts of reality.
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
Interesting. Show him the coins you found. Is this money? Or proceed, but don't show him the coins. They're yours.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna give them to him.
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of
Oh, that's all
currency
gone.
100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
Okay.
The cafeteria manager stands silently, looking at the coppers on the counter before him. Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
Darkness rides.
It does, doesn't it?
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
No, he's not under arrest.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
Isn't there somewhere else I can stay around
You
here?
mean somewhere else to run up a huge debt? I don't think so. The union squeezed most places out of business to fund the strike. You're better off home.
I don't have a home.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Deal.
Good luck.
The man wants to say something, then thinks better of it.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Up on Marvel Hill?
Why did you say that?
These are just synapses firing. I don't mean anything. Yeah, let's ask Itsuragi.
No. But isn't that an expression, not a place? A
Russian.
saying. Up on Marvel Hill, a great high place. One that is impossible to climb back to.
I don't know.
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Did I trace the way back somehow to the exact street, the exact number on a building?
You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Okay. Going some long way home. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over. Get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children. Run of the great raised motor track, the 8/81 until you reach the Le Domaine Eminent in North Jamrock. Streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there and your footprints in the mud. Okay, we're gonna remember that, I guess, or internalize it. Some new tasks. Who made call reporting the crime and the pay for the damages. All right. All right, so I think this is a good place to end the episode here. Didn't realize we were gonna have a heart attack trying to get our sweet tie off that fan. So that was interesting. But next time we'll head out this door. We'll go find this body that's apparently... We follows the cursor. That's funny. We'll find this body that's apparently been hanging for 7 days. That apparently the Union put there. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. Leave a comment down below. I'll try to respond to you when I can. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.